Okay. Agenda first. Agenda first. Today's agenda: transportation from the real world to the virtual world. This is a core concept you must understand to understand why metaverse is such a big thing, and why how Julian, how you are so sure that the real world money is flowing into the metaverse. That's thanks to the transportation or deploy. It's being deployed from the real world. Things are deployed or ported, transported into the virtual world. It's a great integration, part one. And to talk about this, we'll go deeper into smart contracts. The first example is Uniswap. Mm, there was an assignment, right? But not everyone did it because it was harder to understand. An unstoppable domain maker DAO Earth 2. So we'll cover more about smart contract because to understand this part from real world to the virtual world part, and you'll uh, uh, tomorrow or many days later, a few days later, we'll cover from virtual world to real world. So you'll eventually understand these are connected. This circulates in as an ecosystem. It's not divided. So you'll understand that. The only thing you need to know is that when I talk about the transportation transportation from the real world to virtual world, it's not unidirection. It's not one directional. It's not one direction. It's important to understand. You have in mind that this could this could be possibly transported again to the real world. This is something you need to understand. So let's go over to the Uniswap first. You did an assignment, and I did my thing too as well. So I have wrap ETH. Wrap means wrap ETH, not real ETH. This is kind of a concept hard to understand, so I'm not gonna explain it here. But let's cover Rohan's question plus Aditya's question, which was about uh, blockchain. So Rohan asked me, when it changes to Ethereum mainnet, he has oh, why is it? He has nothing. I have something, but he had nothing because he never used it. We also have Binance Smart Chain. I have very little. I have very little. So when we change to Polygon testnet, I have some. So Rohan's question, what's the difference? Not this question, but he went to Uniswap. Uh, not this one. So let's switch it to uh, Binance Smart Chain, and then uh, I don't think they support Binance Smart Chain. So let's switch it to uh, Ethereum. So Ethereum, you're using Indian Post, and let's say Korean Post. You're using Korean Post. As such, you have things valuable that can be shipped that is accepted in the Korean Post standard. So you have this balance. You have this balance. That's because you are connected with this Ethereum network. And let's switch it to Polygon testnet, which is Polygon Mumbai network. Then you have this Matic. So let's switch it to here. It switches to from Ethereum to Mumbai, Ethereum to Polygon Mumbai, and you can see that the Matic amount changed because it wasn't ETH. It's now WETH. You can switch for. So that was an answer for both guys. Uh, the chains are different. it's like the Polygon Mumbai. You're using Indian Post. In Ethereum, you're using the Korean Post. So these guys cannot communicate directly without a special method, such as IAM, not IAM, such as EMS, like an international package sending system that each country's post office cooperate to seamlessly send from Indian Post to Korean Post. That's actually can be seen Matic Bridge. That's actually called Bridge. Uh, let's go this. You can use Bridge or you can use Atomic Swap. A Bridge is should be very a lot more convenient and affordable option for you. Oh, hmm. Let's not do this, but but anyway, you gotta log in with your MetaMask. Let's not do this, but anyway, that's where you can switch your Polygon Matic for Ethereum ETH. We'll cover this difference later, but this Uniswap is a place you uh, switch your Matic for whatever the tokens on the Polygon or Ethereum. So it has to be it has to be in the same chain network, same blockchain, uh, because that's how smart contract works. Smart contracts works on the same blockchain. It doesn't really intercommunicate between different chains. So we'll do this. Uh, we'll swap it. Does is anybody saying something?
I had one question.
Yeah.
So Polygon is built on what chain?
Uh, Polygon chain.
And Ethereum is made on Ethereum's chain, right?
Yeah.
So these two are like different chains. So how can they be swapped?
So that's why I just showed you the bridge between Ethereum and Polygon.
Oh, the atomic swap,
No,
right?
no, atomic swap will be used for like a Bitcoin and Ethereum, completely different. But Polygon is like a layer two chain, which we will cover later. That
Uh-huh.
uh, it's a side chain of Ethereum. So because Ethereum is so slow, it's slow because it's so popular that everybody wants to use Ethereum. So they decided to we'll cover
Like a
this.
branch.
Yeah, we'll cover this later. But it's like a
Yeah.
normally you have to report to the Ethereum blockchain every single transaction. But Polygon guys decided to do this something like hey, it's too much expensive and too slow. How about we report to the Ethereum main chain every 100 transactions happen, and let's do that transaction in the Polygon network side chain. Okay, that sounds a
Oh,
great idea because that's really cheap. That's
and
still,
that would be fun.
yeah, and they
Uh,
it's not the exact number, but they decided to like report to the Ethereum main chain every like hundreds or thousands of transactions. They gather together everything, and hey, we have this amount, and that one will be recorded in the main Ethereum blockchain. That's why
no.
they are kind of connected, and you can use bridge, but it takes time.
Okay.
It takes
I get it.
it takes 30 minutes or so to move from Polygon to Ethereum. Okay, so you saw that you know which chain you are using. That was Aditya's question in the last class. How do we know which chain we use? It's here. So you know which chain you use, and we're gonna swap it for Rob Ethereum. Rob Ethereum. Let's swap for this amount. Okay. So price. Where's the price? I guess there's no. The fee will be probably shown up here. So this was an assignment as well, but not everyone did it because they didn't understand. But it's quite easy. So you're gonna swap your matic for WETH. Uh, confirm.
So now the transaction is being validated by a Polygon chain, right?
Correct, because we are doing this on the Polygon Mumbai network.
Oh, okay.
So let's go back to your MetaMask. So my matic has decreased, and we should have uh, this amount, which was uh, it should be recorded. Normally, it's recorded. Normally, uh, I don't know why. Oh, here, multi-call. So I spent 0.031 matic for swapping for WETH, and if we view it on a block explorer, you can see that what transaction happened. Oh, this transaction happened for matic to WETH. This is what you can see, WMatic. So it's a smart contract. It's kind of a smart contract for exchanging two tokens. This Uniswap was the first decentralized exchange, and on the Ethereum network blockchain. So to understand this, to understand this, uh, how how people how exchanging token work previously is that they have to go to some middleman. The blockchain was inspired by the decentralization and no middleman, but to exchange different tokens such as to such as you want to exchange the cool token for like a matic. You have to do that. You have to I realized it was too big. So this is person one, which is also wallet one. So this guy has cool token. I believe the shortcut was okay. Cool token, and the other person has Matic. Then what's wrong? Oh, person to wallet to them. What they could do was that they have to send them to centralized exchange, centralized exchanges such as Binance, Wazir at India, or anywhere else. Here's not exchange, Bitcoin trading class, so we're not gonna do this. Just that there are so many uh, exchanges, so they have to send their tokens to centralized exchanges. Oh no. And they have to swap here. And then what they will do, they will take their Matic if they want, or they can still trade, or that's actually what they do all the time. They just trade here. They don't have their tokens in their wallet. That has been done previously, and then something like a Uniswap uh, came up. Uniswap came out, and Uniswap, decentralized exchange. Oh, Uniswap. So you can directly exchange your cool token for Matic with the help of smart contract. With the help of smart contract. So in the interview, I believe I explained to you. Uh, if you forgot it, you can remember it. But okay, I'll explain again. So it's a smart contract. I talked about atomic transactions that happen at the same time. I made an example of item trade. Somebody has to make a compromise, concession. Somebody has to make send the money first, and the other person send the item later. So someone has to make compromise. Here, using the smart contract, if no condition is met, the contract is not executed. So this condition is that when you can, it's more beyond this, but to simplify, when the conditions are met, that you can exchange your cold token for Matic, you just exchange your cold token for Matic directly with your wallet. So you'll have this one. With the exchange, you'll directly have it in your wallet. you'll directly have this in your wallet. See, let's go back to my wallet. So this was what happened. So many things happened at the same time. Transaction type, this, and if we go to my wallet, so I have never uh, withdrew my wrap Ethereum, but wrap Ethereum is here. Wrap Ethereum is here in my wallet, right inside my wallet. So you don't need to withdraw it again for that purpose. That's what decentralization is about. Um, but as like Sam's question, is it unique? No, because Uniswap source is completely open source and anybody can copy this smart contract. Despite that, that was a genius idea. Oh, I've never thought about it. There was a smart contract before. There was a smart contract feature before Uniswap, but Uniswap was the one who first came up with this idea, and then other guys copied this, like the Sushi Swap, uh, Quick Swap, and many copycats appeared. But again, there's no copyright. But everybody in this community knows that this is original. This is original. But why people still use Sushi Swap is that it's not NFT. It's not. There's not something unique that people must use Uniswap. Other than the Uniswap is really like the biggest one of the biggest one, and later make a pancake swap. So if you go to here is a Uniswap. Oh, I realized that I left the Uniswap page. Let's go to pancake swap. So they differ their a bit of features, but the same. The same. The core idea is the same. The core idea is the same, and oh, I guess they want me to log in. Let's not do this. So it's a pancake swap. You connect wallet. The pancake swap is the Uniswap copy for the Binance Smart Chain. We'll talk about Binance Smart Chain later, but that's a copycat of this Uniswap. So that was a simple example of how smart contract. One of the example of a little bit of complex smart contract. And Adida actually asked, we could talk about payment system later. We cannot, because this is really an integral part of our system. So when we issue NFT, issuing NFT from Koolpeace. So here is we'll centralize. We'll half and half hybrid. Koolpeace. You use your cool token. Let's not say wallet because it's centralized. And we'll issue not NFT. Another thing. The NFT is basic is the same, but supporting directly Korean content creators from Koolpeace. Let's not. It's obvious because we're talking about Koolpeace supporting directly Korean content creators. So how it's going to happen is that you support a certain amount of cool token, and then with the smart contract, Koolpeace will take Let's not do this. Koolpeace will take like a 5% here. 5%. And content creator. Anything about Korea, fine. Anything about Korea. So you guys can do that. You guys can, any foreigners can do the same. As long as it's about a Korean thing, they will receive this cool token. I don't want to make it uncircular, but this is how the situation is. Oh, we could expand it. Anything about Korea? Mm. Decentralized smart contract. So this guy will take 95%, and in return, this smart contract will issue an NFT. uh, NFT for proving that you have supported this content creator, and you let's say proof of support. Proof of support. It's like many fans really want to get some not certification, but they want something that can stand their support for their stars. That's why they still buy physical albums and will issue NFT for these users. Huh. With this smart contract. So what Koolpeace does here? What Koolpeace does here is that we're in UI. This is a user interface. It's just in case for supporting Korean content creators directly. For other cases, we're not going to use this model. We'll use different models, which will be explained later. But in this case, case one, this smart contract model really fits. Like you support this amount. 100%, and it will be distributed 5% Koolpeace, 95% uh, content creator, and also this guy has to communicate with the UI. This is an example of a smart contract. And by looking at it, we're spending so much time on this, but by looking at this, you'll see that real finance things really work using smart contract. I mean, this supposed to be someone had to be in the middle previously before blockchain. Somebody like a bank or escrow services or someone with some reputation, good reputation. I trust this guy, but I don't trust this guy, man. So I'll trust this guy instead of you, and I'll give money to this guy, and this guy will handle in the middle. But we realize that this can be done with smart contract, such as a Uniswap as a good example. This is a UI. This is a UI. Uh, Without UI, Uniswap still functions, but people will suffer from interact poor inter experience, poor experience, because they don't have this website. It's the same. It's the same. This is the same. You might think that this is something official of Polygon. It's not. If you go to Etherscan for Ethereum. So Etherscan is for Ethereum. So you can look up everything about everything that happens in the on the Ethereum blockchain. So let's say buy stable coin. So you might have thought, oh, this is an official website of Ethereum. When it comes to the blockchain, you have to abandon that traditional thought, traditional belief that there is something official. Uh, I explained that here. I explained that here in the case of fake NFT, fake NFT, fake NFT. Good question, Sam. There's no police, there's no official NFT, but everybody knows what's going on here, so they will decide. Um, so this Etherscan website is not something official of Ethereum. What they do is that they run their own node. Like I explained here. I'll actually explain it further in detail later. But to cover very briefly, we have all the same data in this node, right? So what's going on that Etherscan or Polygon scan is that those guys have one of these nodes. Anybody can run this. Anybody, that's not privilege of theirs. Anybody, you can have, if you have 200 gigabyte in your laptop, you can run your node. Those guys run their nodes many rows. To be more exact, I told you there's no original. These are not exactly the same. So they run many nodes, and they watch very closely. They pay attention very closely what's going on in the whole network. That's actually what we are doing at Duende, and that's why we can observe if one of our users send Bitcoin from other outside wallet to our inside Duende wallet. That's how we observe. So what I wanted to say with this Uniswap example, I guess unfortunately we'll need to skip these good examples. What I wanted to deliver to you with this Uniswap example is that I explained different chains, smart contract experiment. You guys should, as an assignment, you guys should do this. You guys should experiment swapping your Matic token, test Matic token, on the test Matic network, Mumbai network for WETH, Rob Ethereum. You guys should do this assignment. And I wanted to explain that the real financial things happen in the real world can be easily done and on the blockchain. Technologically, it's not easily done. There are many issues, technical issues like decentralized. It's not fully decentralized. The speed is slow, but anyway, it's much faster than the conventional finance. So what does that what this means is that conventional things, conventional finance, traditional finance that was going on in the real world will be transported into this on this blockchain, which you might have not believed. But let's look at let's there are so many parts of the world that trust is not hold to trust is not held a common value, the society's core value. I mean, Colombia, the Colombia trust is not so good. People don't trust government, don't trust banks. Again, I don't know much about India, but Brazil, Argentina, the same. Argentina government. How many times the Argentine government confessed uh, sophisticated individuals' personal assets? I don't know if that answer comes up right away. Um, but many times, many times. So what Argentinians do is that they keep their asset in the U.S. or if they're even richer, they can keep their assets in Switzerland and one of the Switzerland banks. Um, so we are to how may the population unbanked population in the world. How many people don't have a bank account in the world? 1.7 billion people. That's close to the one fourth of the global population, and this doesn't count underbanked population. Unbanked and underbanked are different. Unbanked, they literally don't have access to the bank. They literally don't have bank account. They have zero bank account in their life. Uh, but you gotta understand that this market is bigger, the bigger, and what's the I mean the uh, underground finance. I don't know how to say in English, like the underground finance, which is not seen shown on the surface very transparently. This economy is bigger in those countries, in those parts of the world. Unbanked population in India. I don't know how you guys think about this. So let me look up. Unbanked population, a lot. That's a lot, man. But India has a lot of population, so we have to count it. According to the same report, about so how many uh, unbanked population rate? Let's see rate. How many total population in India? So it should be like yeah, still a lot. Not so extreme. 13% of Indian population don't have single bank account. It's very extreme. So I can assume that you guys think that I don't relate to this situation, but unbanked population in Latin America rate. Um, the highest value is Chile. Chile is definitely much more advanced than other nations. It's still only 73% of people have bank accounts. Uh, and in general, in 2017, 19 countries, people with bank accounts was 48%. It's much more severe in Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa, accounts for 70% of the global total. But how much? What percent of African? 57%. But we have to also differentiate sub-Saharan Africa from the northern Africa. They are much more advanced. When we look at the map, Sahara Desert is located here, and the only exception is South Africa. The only exception would be what's wrong? I cannot move my map. The only exception is here, uh, and Nigeria. And Nigeria is also exception, but let's see where is exactly located. Sahara Desert. Hmm. Let's not use this. but difference between the northern African countries such as Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, and the Central Africa, except Nigeria, they are completely different. And in these countries, the underground economy, what's going uh, on in that sector, which is not so transparent, it's much bigger than what's going on transparently through the banking system. And in those countries, in those parts of the world, they will start to use blockchain. The real world assets will be transported onto blockchain before advanced countries, before advanced parts of the world, such as here and such as here. These countries will use cryptocurrency and blockchain as a mean of investment. But why you gotta think why they invest in blockchain, why they invest in China. China is highly educated in terms of the banking, uh, but these parts of the world and Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, they suffer from issues. Turkey, uh, 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 not hyper, but inflation, a lot of high inflation. Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela. So in these parts of the world, it's a whole huge world. And if we add this, that's a lot. So when people the United States, from the United States, Americans also think about their inflation, but except Bitcoin, they have their reasoning behind investing in like Ethereum, Cardano. We're not talking about other coins here because it's not investment class. But when they think about investment, they think about this future that in these low trust societies, low trust economies, and low trust governments, real economic assets will be transported onto the blockchain before other countries. And good example, one good example is like a uh, real estate. Real estate. So in a country like Paraguay, it's very complicated to deal with real estate. Real estate. Paraguay is actually much more advanced than African countries. Let's move on to it's still effective in these countries, but let's move on to let's take more serious, more extreme example like the Kenya. Sorry about it. I'm not sure in Kenya, but let's say Uganda. So in these countries, Rwanda, the real estate is really complicated to deal, and if foreign investors want to invest in real estate in these countries, it's not really a viable option because of the corrupted and inefficiently functioning government, and also society is very not clearly functioning, effectively functioning. But let's say those real estate bill is on the blockchain, is transported, has been transported on the blockchain. Then you can trade their real estate in this manner with smart contract. This is a Uniswap at this moment, but it could be. Uh, let's copy this. Case two. Real estate trade with tokenization with NFT. So those real estate, each part of the land and each part of the house, buildings will be tokenized as NFT, and you'll pay like a Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever currency you want, and you'll exchange your NFT, real estate NFT. Uh, you can still use centralized exchange, but uh, you'll use, so the person one is the one who has this NFT, who is the owner of this real estate, and they will go to real estate exchange, which is decentralized, and this will be done in a smart contract, and it's going to be very transparent because it's NFT. Just like I did here, you'll be able to see the history of that real estate. Oh, this land has been traded like this, and the previous owner was this guy, and this guy. So that gives me an insight. Even if I buy a land from Rwanda, which is highly I have to be honest, I don't know anything about Rwanda, but let's say one country in Africa which is very corrupted and very inefficiently functioning, politically unstable, you'll be sure that uh, based on this history and exchanges, I can be rest assured that my asset investment will be safer. And what's so your question will be, what's gonna do with government, what are governments of that countries will do is that uh, the governments of this country will follow up very uh, let's not do this. What we can easily expect. So let me make another example for this real estate example. So what are governments gonna going to do with with real estate NFTs and smart contract trades? Let's say trades. You might have thought that, well, in our country, trading real estate in such a manner is illegal. You might have said it. Huh. So this is going to happen in those countries first, before Korea, before India. Indian government should be much more efficient than these countries. So let's see. Example one: in Costa Rica and Panama, not Panama, Costa Rica and Colombia, Uber and Air. Uber, let's see. Uber is not officially legalized. So legalized nor more approved. So what do they do? Do you think that Costa Ricans and Colombians don't use Uber? Absolutely not. They use Uber all the time. Very, uh, very uh, with with a great enjoyment and excitement. The government are not okay. People don't care about their governments, and the governments are not very capable of enforcing their regulations. So that's why in Colombia and Uber, in Colombia and Costa Rica, that's why if you call Uber at the airport, the Uber driver will ask you, "Is there a police there?" If not, they will come. They will come. They will be excited to make more money with their Uber driving. That's what's happening here. And real estate uh, smart contracts, including real estate trades, will be adopted in these parts of the world first. And these parts of the world, in total, in sum, it's not a minor economy. It's a really big economy. It's a there are some issues they are suffering, but it doesn't mean that. Do you think that Argentine or Brazilians are like inferior? I have to be careful. Then like other parts of the world. It's not. They are suffering from their issues. So and many smart Indians want to immigrate to the United States to make more money and do other things. And there are quite a lot of successful Indians like CEOs, CEO of Yahoo, CEO of Microsoft. Currently, they are Indians, not Microsoft. I believe Google. Google CEO is a Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai.
Yeah, Microsoft CEO is also Satya Nadella is also from India.
Okay, so that really tells something about the system and circumstance and environment, not their inherited naturally. I don't know. It's not genetic evolution class. So with smart contract, we see brighter future from these parts of the world, and governments will also smart uh, regulators in these countries will also see brighter future from here. So they will, in these countries, regulations will catch up one step behind in these parts of the world. That's my expectation. But not, obviously, I'm not really genius. These conclusions must be drawn from smarter people. They think in this way, and there are many YouTube or many resources. So that's why I also agree on this conclusion. Regulations will catch up one step um, behind, one step later in these parts of the world. And we can already see potential. Let's see Earth 2. Oh, already time is up. Buy and trade virtual land. Join the Metaverse. Earth 2. So what this is about? Earth 2 is about copying the Google map and sell the virtual land to to whom? Mm, to this is recorded not publicly, so I'm gonna blame. I'm gonna short R2. Uh, where is it? So,
Julian,
uh,
some questions.
mhm,
I think they might sound some silly,
mhm,
but when I hear Earth 2, it sounds like when you are buying the virtual land,
mhm,
like you'll get the access of virtuality
mhm.
to restricted to your bought land only. Is that true?
No, virtual land is about. Are you talking about Koolpeace or in general, like a
No,
real
in
estate?
general, in general.
Real estate is that it's not about access to the virtual land, that part. It's about your property ownership. It's about your so let's go back to here. So transfer of the property ownership. So in these parts of the world, Google and Apple and Amazon, not Amazon, Google and Apple have more reputation and more authority than their own government. What Google does is really trustable, and Google Review, Google Maps, they trust these things rather than they're trusting their government. So, so let's say Google came out with uh, Google Real Estate Africa or Google Real Estate Latin America. People will trust this better than their system, and this cannot be done theoretically because Google is still a centralized entity and they will be regulated. But blockchain cannot be regulated; it's decentralized. So it's all about NFT, your property ownership. When you have when you own that virtual not virtual land so we were talking, that's a different story, completely a virtual land and the real land, but you can own that real land as an NFT. But are you talking about the virtual land completely disconnected with the planet Earth? Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay, okay. That depends on what that platform decides to do because that's not connected to the real world. I
So
mean,
like I had this thing in mind, like if they are really naming it a two, so like it will be a connected platform like a blockchain,
mhm,
decentralized but connected to every node. Like this is one universal thing that everyone can be a part of and not
yeah,
disconnected by it.
yeah. I guess I can answer your question in Koolpeace's case. So Koolpeace will have home, and that's a part of the virtual land, right? But the 3D map of Korea, it's also the virtual land. It's not directly, it doesn't directly reflect the real Korea, but we'll have our virtual 3D Korea, and everybody has access to this land. And when we sell virtual land, it depends on our decision. I haven't made a decision, but for home, obviously, it's so natural that you are the only one who have access to that virtual land. So when you own when you own your home at Koolpeace, which will be also connected to Korean dating, and you prove your ownership of this home as a tokenized NFT. So you hold the NFT in your wallet. Does it not make more sense to have access to your home with your NFT than others' home? What would you say if you have your home and anybody can see your home?
Yes, it makes sense, but I'm confused at this one very little. I want to say misunderstanding
Hmm?
is that in previous classes we discussed like NFTs can be copied out. We can claim that this is my NFT,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's the authorization uniqueness is missing there. So like
No, it's not missing.
in some
So
okay.
NFT is a like a second NFT. So in the concept, you gotta what you have to understand is that even if it looks like really same, really same. Gucci handbag A, Gucci handbag, the same Gucci bag. Gucci handbag one, Gucci handbag two are different. They have unique. I don't know about this, but let's say they have unique production code. Unique production code. Or but even if we don't have, even if they don't have unique production codes in the real world, are they the same? They are different bags. They are the different bags, and the the ability, the capability to differentiate these two bags, up to you. It's up to you. You got to be the one who make the differentiation. Hey, I know that your Gucci bag is also real Gucci bag from Gucci, but here we accept this Gucci bag as a entry ticket. So with this Gucci, you cannot enter. That's gonna be done by Koolpeace. We can identify.
Okay, okay. Yes, now I understand it on a concrete base.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. So as we already 7 minutes past, let's quickly look at Earth Two. So what Earth Two is about? Selling tiles of the land. Let's watch this. I've never watched this, but but I guess I won't be able to play so much because of the copyright. Uh, that's not, yeah, claim land now. So you're gonna claim your land as a one tile as NFT. I'm not sure about their vision, but they do have their vision, and there are people who buy their land. Like so Koreans went to the Earth too. So you must have heard about Gangnam Style. So let's look up Gangnam Seoul. So this is one of the most expensive parts of the land in Korea, and Koreans go rush to the Earth to buy this land, the land here, believing that, oh, this is a brilliant idea. Somebody else will buy this land later after me, and it's gonna the price is gonna spike up. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, but this as a potential possibility. We have to accept all the possibilities and all the attempts. We are also one of them. Koolpeace is also one of them. From outsiders' views, it might sound silly. Korean metaverse. We want to go to real Korea. We don't want metaverse. We have to accept all the possibility and attempts, try. So I view it as a good try, but I'm not sure about the future of this Earth 2, and I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy the land of Earth 2, believing that this is they are going to be the real owner of this land, because each each country has their real estate laws and system, and Earth 2 didn't haven't hasn't yet established that reputation. But theoretically, it's possible that Earth 2 may replace the real estate system in those underdeveloped nations. Maybe, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Any questions? We gotta end the class.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned about Pancake Swap with Binance Coin,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And Binance is centralized, right?
Yeah.
So how does swapping centralized to decentralized like Ether work?
They copy Ethereum, and they come up with their own blockchain. They came up with their own blockchain copying Ethereum, and they named the Binance Smart Chain.
Oh, so like So can they swap to any other token, like decentralized token?
Yes, Binance Smart Chain is less decentralized and much less decentralized than Ethereum. But still, we can say it's sort of decentralized because the whole ecosystem is not fully controlled by Binance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's look up Creedy. Fine mails. No. Okay, we actually started work. Oh no, there has been no question. So Binance Smart Chain. So Binance intervened in the case there was a Squid Game token, and it turned out to be a great scam. But because the name of the token was Squid Game token, there were so many who were faked in the scam and they bought it and they lost their money. And that was
Yeah,
on the
I remember that.
yeah that was that was actually deployed. That token was deployed on Binance Smart Chain. So Binance decided to investigate this issue, but that's just an investigate. Binance never guarantees their loss. No, I mean, never pays back their loss. Their losses it's just theirs. Binance, because the name in the chain name it's Binance Smart Chain. So Binance feels responsibility, and actually they can stop the chain as well. So that's why they involved. But it's sort of decentralized, not fully, much less than uh, much less than Ethereum. And so BSC, Binance Smart Chain, works differently. Binance Smart Chain is here. Binance is here. Binance Server is here. They are different things, two different things. And when they send tokens here, they accept tokens. That's it.
Okay, okay, I understood. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So this was a very beginning. I try to today I try to convince you how a smart contract can resemble the real world contract, especially in terms of finance that you have to trust somebody, and that can be deployed on the blockchain. And based on that based on that premise, and NFT as a property ownership, uh, the real world things can be deployed on the virtual world with backed by the blockchain. But today it was we didn't have enough time, so we'll cover this more tomorrow. Okay, you may go. Bye bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.